Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside the Idaho Vandals. Glad you're back with us for the 2013-2014 school year, and we're joined by head coach Paul Petrino. Thanks for being with us. How are you?
Thanks for having me on. I'm doing all right.
Let's talk a little bit about the game on Saturday in Denton, Texas. First of all, let's talk about what you liked. What did you see out of your football team that when you got on the bus, when you were flying home, maybe Sunday, you go, I like what we did there?
I think first thing is we learned how to travel correct. They acted the right way. We always say it's a business trip. You're going down there like for an interview. I thought our players, conducted themselves real well at the hotel. They got prepared. They mentally got themselves ready to go out there and play. I told them last night in the team meeting, it's kind of like going for the interview. I think you guys did a great job of going and have a chance to get the interview. But then once you get the job, then it's showtime. To keep that job, you got to be able to perform on the field. And we didn't do that as well as we need to yet. But, we traveled 64 guys. 32 of the 64, it was their first time ever playing in a Division I game. So we had a couple mistakes, a couple of things that, they're a little bit of deer in the headlights. They did some things they hadn't done in practice. But I thought our guys played hard for the most part, but we still need to learn how to play with all-out great effort on every single play. But it's a process, and we just got to keep grinding and keep getting better.
I think that's a thing that people don't realize that you have to do is for many of these guys, it was a high school trip. They got on a bus, played a game, went home, never went to a restaurant, never did those kind of things. Half your team's never done that before. That is a learning process that fans, and a lot of people don't even think about.
Yeah, and they conducted themselves well. We did that good. We got out on the field, took the opening drive, went down and scored. Onside kicked. We said we were going to do that all along. That was our plan because we really wanted to get a 14-0 lead. Can't let the field get blocked. We got the onside kick, and then we had a couple. We'd been working no huddle all fall camp, all spring, and we had two assignment errors right off the bat out of no huddle that cost us a penalty and cost us a timeout. And then we had a couple assignment errors the next two plays after that, and that's what you can't do because we had executed the onside, had the ball, would have been a great situation to go down and score and go up by 2 scores, and then you dictate the game a little bit better. It allows you to run the ball more, allows you to to put a little bit more pressure on them, and it was just a mistake that we made on that series. But then they went down and scored. It was 7-6. We came back. Jarrell had a big run, got us down there, and first play we got a 5-yard gain. The second play we got a 3-yard gain. On the third play, Chad just misread it. He should have kept the ball and would have put us in great position, either be 4th and short or get the first down. And then on 4th down, it was a play we had worked, and we were going to run, and we just came up about a half a yard short, which really hurt us more was the play before the 3rd down we need to execute. So that would have put us in position to still continue to have the lead, and those are just things that you can't do in order to win games.
Let's talk about Chad. I mean, that's his first start as a college player. He's a freshman. I mean, he was very successful at Coeur d'Alene High School, but Coeur d'Alene High School is not Division I football. No apologies to all the Viking fans watching. What did you like from him? I mean, you look at the statistics. He was perfect completion-wise in the first half or the first quarter of play, I should say. What did you like out of a freshman?
He was 70% completion on the day. And that's a good job. We cannot have the 2 fumbles. Because he fumbled once himself, and then the one pitch on the option, that was his fault. So you can't turn the ball over and win games. So those 2 things he has to improve on. There was a lot of plays where we had either quick play action or quick games called where he had guys who could get the ball out, and he needed to complete those passes, and he tucked it and ran a few too many times. But that it's his first day. It's he's going to get better every single game. Again, it's a process for a lot of our guys, especially the freshmen that are playing. But his 70% completion, that's a real good job. He really only missed 2 passes. We had a wide open post that he missed coming out that possibly could have been a 97-yard touchdown. And then he missed a 6-yard out is when the ball actually came out of his hand. So he really, as far as accuracy-wise, he had a good day, but it was decision-making. His decision-making on taking a few hitches and things that were there. And then one of the biggest things we pride ourselves on as an offense is getting to our blitz checks. And that was something the first game, I think a lot of times he was so concerned about just making sure the play was called, making sure we ran the play that was called. He wasn't doing a great job of seeing the defense and seeing the safeties and the linebackers rotate. And there was a couple of blitz checks that he got to all fall and all spring, and that's how you get big plays a lot of times, and he missed those.
Is that something you just have to deal with when you have a freshman starting at quarterback?
And I told him before, I don't really, he's our starting quarterback. So freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, he can't be a freshman. You're the starting quarterback. You got to be the quarterback. So that's something you got to do, to play in our offense. And for us to be successful, we got to get to our blitz checks. So, that's something that we just got to keep working on. We work hard. We have a meeting room where we have every single blitz drawn up, what all the checks are. It's something we've always taken great pride in. And he's done a great job in practice and in the scrimmages. And, his first game, he had a couple mistakes, but that's part of life. You got to move on and get better and expect him to do it this weekend.
Sounds like that's the advice you got from your dad, maybe when you were playing for him. I don't care how old you are, you got to be our guy.
Yeah, I started for him as a true freshman, and we played with the redshirt freshman my first year at Illinois, and we broke every offensive record they had there. So, but he got better as the year went on too. So it's just something that we got to continue to grow and get better, and the guys around him got to do a better job. And offense is 11 guys got to do their job. We always say it's a fist. If all 11 guys don't do their job, the play's not going to work. We're on defense sometimes. You can have a guy blow his assignment, but the D lineman sacks him, or maybe somebody doesn't necessarily do their job exactly right, but the guy in the secondary picks the ball off. They can take care of themselves a little bit better, but on offense, if all 11 guys don't do their job, the play's not going to work.
All right, Paul, let's talk about the things that you have to get better with. You talked about some of the things that Chad needs to do. Your defense was on the field a lot and gave up some yards. What do you need to do on that side of the football?
We got to get off the field. Got to get some 3 and outs. They got to. We had a lot of second and third and longs, and we got to do a better job of coming up, making tackles, and just stopping them. And making sure that we're better on when we get them in the hole and we get them to second and long and third and long, then we get ourselves off the field and get our punt return team out there and get the offense back on the field. And then the offense got to do a better job of staying on the field. So it's all, we all got to work together. And, Sunday night we came out here last night, and we always call it Get Better Sunday, and we improved last night in practice. And then we keep the young guys out there in scrimmage for a long time every Sunday night. And that's a good thing for both the players and the coaches, because you can see the future. You can see all those young guys out there. I think we got a really good freshman class. And those Sunday nights are building for Sun Belt championships. And we had a good night last night, and kind of revives you, gets you going. Then you come back in and game plan all night, and made the coaches take the first hour and just call recruits. So Sunday night's really all about winning the Sun Belt in the future. We're going to scrimmage our young guys, then we're going to come in and make recruiting calls, and we're going to do everything we can for the future. But then we got to start game planning for this week. And I expect our guys to make. A lot of times you make the biggest strides between game 1 and game 2, and we need to do that this week.
As we get to know you, as the season goes along, you onside kicked early. You went for it twice on 4th down in the first half. Are you a gambler?
Maybe. I'm just going to try to find every way I can for our team to win. And we studied them all summer, and their special teams coordinator came in from South Alabama. We knew exactly how they were going to line up. We worked Austin on that onside kick. All fall camp, and it just felt good, like we were going to get it, and we executed it. A couple of the 4th downs, felt great about the calls. Really thought we'd make them. We got one of them. One of them we came up just short. But yeah, I'm gonna be aggressive in every game that we have. And we had a fake punt, and we just had a misalignment. The guy on the left side lined up like we were faking it to the left. He needed to be in there tight, and if he had cut the guy off, we would have got that too. So we're gonna gamble. People better make sure they spend a lot of time on all the different things we're going to do. But, the way I look at it this year, we're going to do everything we can to try to find a way to win. But ultimately, again, we're working for the future. We're playing a whole bunch of young guys, and we're going to keep getting better every week. And the ultimate goal is when we get into that league next year that we have a chance to go win it.
Well, that's next year, but when we come back, we're going to talk about next week. The University of Wyoming is opponent number 2 for Coach Petrino and the Idaho Vandals. We'll have that coming up next when Inside the Vandals continue.